Hi everybody, it's Marcy, and I'm here with a flip through of my July design team project for Cara Brandon Creations. I used, if you've watched some of my previous videos, I was using her 4th of July digital kit that I just love, and so here we go. Okay, so as you may know, I was using a paper bag for the cover of the journal, and my journal ended up being 7 inches tall by about 5 inches wide, but as you can see, it became very round. I finally had to stop myself from adding stuff in. But I love this because the paper bag gives a little bit of crinkle to the cover, and it does allow for the rounding of the journal. So I just used, I covered the paper bag in fabric. My closure is just some sari silk that I've got wrapped around it. And I've got a little charm on a bulb pin here that has some stars on it. They kind of flop around. So we open up, and there you can see the rest of the cover. I enlarged one of Cara's ephemera pieces and one of her labels so that I could attach that to the front. I think that's one of my favorite images in the entire kit, so I decided to make that the front. Here you will see, I'm not going to open it all the way up, but here you will see I've got a paper clip holding this closed. Get rid of that fuzz. And that is this little front pocket that I just put some of the leftover ephemera in. And I was going to make a fancier closure, but my journal was getting so round that I thought, we'll just add a paper clip. So the inside of the paper bag I covered with wallpaper, and then we've got a pocket that I sewed on to an index card, some fabric, and here I've got a little charm there. Used part of Cara's digital here, and then I added a button to it. And here I made a little tag out of some little fabric pieces that I had that I wanted to get used up. Again, that's just laid onto an index card. And then used one of Cara's pieces on a bulb pin there. Has the number 4 on it. And then we've got Cara's page here with a little lace edge. On this side, I made a little, we've got a little corner tuck. And a little sort of double journal card or tag. With one of the little charms that I made all attached to it. Just used a little trim here, sewed that on, little sticker, one of Cara's labels. And this little corner tuck is actually part of the pocket that came from Cara's kit. So I just wrapped it around the page. So here we've got another little tag. And here I used some more of the fabric that I had. I was dying to use some of this fabric, and I just stitched around it using kind of the star stitch and just left that blank, but it's actually fabric. I did the front and the back, both with fabric, so you could actually add more charms to it, anything you wanted to. And another Cara page. Here I made a belly band and just a little journaling card, red, white, and blessed. And here are the little, these were, was calling them earring tags. It's the backing papers that are the backing cardboard that when you buy inexpensive earrings and they're hanging on the rack. That is what this is from. And I just cut it out and made little photo frames out of it. And then inside each one, I put a little tag. But that would be perfect to pull the tags out and add a little photo to of your 4th of July celebration. And here we've got a page from a magazine, and again I stitched around it on this side, and on this side I backed it with some more of my fabric. And I forget, the entire time I've done this journal, I've not been able to think of what this fabric is called. It has a specific name and I cannot think of it, but I have it both in the blue stripes and the red stripes, so I've used that in the journal. And then we flip over here, and I used one of Cara's pieces and I just stapled it on to make a little side tuck, and I put a piece of 4th of July note paper in there. And here I used a basket liner that I'd gotten at Dollar Tree. I trimmed the top and the bottom with some blue and gold star wallpaper that I had, just to give it a little more security so it wouldn't flop around quite as much. And then here we have another page, and I used a little more this was actually a hair tie that I untied and just made a little page edge there. And then we've got the center with more of the little eraser charms tied into the signature. So I've actually left a lot of space in this journal for stuff to be added. And yet it was, I think because of all the little charms and doodads I was adding, it was getting bulky enough, and I wanted all of those things. I was not about to let this journal go without adding all the little charm things that I wanted. Here, this is another of the hair ties that I untied and added to the edge of the page. More of the wax paper liner that gives you a nice crinkle. And here we've got another side border tuck. I used one of Cara's journal cards, added a label, added a little trim, and again, just a piece of note paper tucked in there. And here's the other side of that blue and white stripe. And the magazine page. Here we've got another little corner tuck where I used some of Cara's ephemera, the postcard, and then I just added a sticker and a button. And I had these two playing cards that I thought went perfectly with the 4th of July. So tucked those in there. And again, this was Cara's pocket that I folded around the edge of the page and made another pocket here with the tag and a charm. And here, this is from one of the pockets that I had cut off. I used the leftover corner and made a little top tuck, put one of the ephemera buttons on. Since we had buttons over on this side, I just added one there with some red and white baker's twine. Made a little journal card, just added a little butterfly to it. And here's the other side of the red and white striped fabric. with the other side of the red, white, and blue fabric. And here we've got a little part of a little treat bag that flips out. And inside it, I've got tucked a journal card. So that just flips out like that, so you can add stuff under here. And again, I have it wrapped around the page so that over on this side, this part of the treat bag became a pocket here. Oh, you know what I forgot? Oh, no, I didn't. So the red and white is the treat bag. Behind it, I put it down such that there's a tuck spot behind, and I've got a note paper tucked in there. And then inside the pocket, we have a journal card, a tag, I'm sorry. And the tag had this round flower on it. And this was one of the ephemera pieces. So I just used my X-Acto knife, cut that around, tucked that under, and put paper on the back of it, and added a little charm to it. Telling you, I was loving using those charms, and those charms were actually some of the earrings, and I just took them off of the earring and made little charms out of them. And then this has another little pocket down here with just a teeny tiny little journaling card in it and a little lace at the bottom. And then we have this at the very back, again with the lace down the edge. And then we have our back pocket. Again, I used multiple pieces. I used fabric on an index card, but then multiple pieces of Cara's ephemera to make the little pocket. And then back here, we've got just a little matchbook style notepad using several of those little note papers that I cut down to fit in there. And this was a different little treat bag that I had. And then I added a little, just a little bling right there at the top. And then finally, back here, we have another pocket. And inside it, of course, if you took some of the stuff out of the journal, you got lots of room in the front and back pocket. But again, because I had already made it rather round, I just added this. I had this card. It's about Grover Cleveland, 22nd president. So I used that as my base. Used the leftover triangle from this pocket right here. Made a little corner tuck, a couple of ephemera pieces, and then just put that little piece right in there. And added a little pull tab on it. And that can slide right in to that back pocket. So you can leave the pull tab just showing. And that is my journal. It is full, but I figure when we actually go to use it, some of this stuff could come out and either go into one of the pockets to be stored or just taken out. But there really is a lot of room to add 4th of July pictures and ephemera from 4th of July activities. So I'm very pleased with this, and I got to use several of my little 4th of July decorative things that I was really wanting to use. And so this is a small journal, small round journal. It's a roly-poly journal, but I loved using the paper bag because it allowed for that. It became rounder, but it didn't get a gator mouth, as it were, because it just kind of wraps around. So that is my design team project for July. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know what you think. I think it's just a cute little journal. And until next time, everyone, please be safe, stay healthy, happy crafting, have a wonderful 4th of July, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.